in our world, empowerment of the feminine in every healthy, sustainable way, socially, politically, economically, organizationally, educationally, and in terms of co-creative input, is just necessary. It's not a nice to have, it's an absolute necessity. Ensuring that that co-creative process is continually delivered is also vitally important. And there must be a delivery system for that, whatever its nature, dynamics, or configuration or makeup. And that said, right now, the dynamic of feminine competition actually is operating opposite of feminine empowerment. Meaning, if women compete against women, or if women compete against men, that just generates more competition. And if men compete against women, and if men and women compete against the environment, we stay out of harmony, out of sync, out of phase, out of capacity to generate a sustainable life process for humankind, and in such a way as to honor and regenerate the natural world. So the question, quite often we talk about masculine competition, which can be brutal, ruthless, physical, harsh, insensitive, non-empathetic, and generate ever more permutations of a competitive race to the bottom, if you will, for humanity, chasing after money, power, status, attention, or whatever the currency is that might be desired. And that said, it's just as important, if we want to ensure that women are maximally co-creatively empowered in our world, to discuss this dynamic of women competing against women. A Black woman who was working on women's empowerment, basically, and we're paraphrasing, said, "How is it that you, a wealthy white woman, does not feel empowered, that there's fear in your system? And how come, why haven't you got it all together? Why isn't it all solved?" And the response was, well, white women are competing against each other. So we don't have solidarity. We don't have collaboration. We don't have combined efforts in an optimal way. And we would suggest that this is a crux issue for us as a species. Just as men compete for various things, status, power, money, et cetera, or position in organizations or opportunities, women simultaneously compete for other things, in addition to all those things that men compete for. This is not a criticism of competition, nor a criticism of women, nor a criticism of men. It's just a statement, a communication of this. The dynamic of competition is a distraction from collaboration. One-upsmanship or one-upswomanship is still competition, non-optimal collaboration. And it's very challenging with the root chakra dynamics of human beings, which operate in these polar positionalities. I'm either better or I'm less than. I'm superior or I am not as good. I'm in control or I'm out of control. I'm safe or I'm not safe. Operating from those positionalities is a dynamic that most of humanity has become accustomed to. And simultaneously, those polar positionalities obscure our capacity to collaborate because they don't allow for balanced participation, contribution, collaborative, co-creative dynamic. And they don't operate they operate via projection onto situations, team process, relational dynamics, or life in general, rather than seeing what is clearly, dispassionately, non-egoically, without projection, and thus without reaction, and thus optimally collaboratively.